Excuse me. Welcome back to My Hero Academia Anime Review, episode 219. Yeah, we're getting pretty close to wrapping up season 7 for the show. We're discussing episode 156, which is the fourth to last episode of season 7 of the show, which is called It's a Small World. And this episode covers pages 8 to 17 of chapter 382, the entirety of chapter 3 through 384, and the first 11 pages of 385. Approximately 2 fights get wrapped up in this very episode, and that being Pro Heroes trainees and Gankamakia versus All for One, and Ganka Ruins team versus Parallelation. Those two are wrapped up this very episode. They continue to fight Pro Heroes and trainees versus Himagitoga and doubles, and a little bit of Deku versus Tomoro Shigaraki. Which this will actually continue for quite a while. Because for the anime, it's still ongoing. Yeah, it's... The Gunka Ruins team, like, that fight had been going on. Like, this only lasted for 2 chapters. It's one of the shorter fights of this whole arc. And started 147, wrapped at 146. The Gekimaki one. That started, basically went on for these 3 episodes. And sadly put, basically, yeah. So, in this episode, a lot of it is focused on All for One. We see a little bit of the fight of Dabi versus his own father, Endeavor. We started off with Ochaku looking for Himagitoga, and she finds her. The double who she's taken, who is actually her. And it's very brief, per se. In the case of the All for One thing, well, in the case of the hero Shafre Giant Makia, where, like, and we also, this is basically a spotlight for Pinky in this episode, where she's using a purse build and basically is nearly burning her own skin off. Yeah. And like his villains, Red Riot, basically, who lost part of his mask he normally wears. He basically he hardens. Oh, and this is kind of interesting. They bring back the slime monster from episode 1 in this very episode. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Oh, and this episode also debuted 2 characters who are going to be featured in the movie that's coming out, I think, this week. One is Anna Sorrero and Gelo Ganda. Oh, it's a sludge villain. Yeah, it's like he returns for this thing. I think anybody basically watches this is probably the first time he's appeared. Take a big part in the series since the opening of the series. Oh, and Pinky basically beats the crap out of him. He gets pretty much wasted by him. Oh, and they also mentioned, oh yeah, the fact that he last time appeared was when he got trying to capture Bakudo, and well, he gets defeated by him. By all for one. And of course, Giant Maki is freed, but Setsuno, who is briefly could show up with the sludge villain, but he's freed by Pinky and Red Riot. he basically takes control of Giant Machia, who basically runs toward All for One. And Takamachia and Hawks, and of course one of the people from the other school, are trying to beat him up, and of course Mount Lady is beating the crap out of him this episode. Yes, she's trying her best doing all these wrenches, including one of the villain's weapons. Eventually, he keeps getting younger and younger thanks to the first strike of taking. And of course, Giant Machia turns on him, not just because Satan's brainwashed, because he feels actually betrayed by him. So, All for One kills Giant Machia this episode. Yep, he kills him. Which, that's a shame. Because basically they have him turn good and then he just dies. And Mount Lady gets basically her side sliced open by him. And Hawks gets his quirk stolen. And of course, this is really funny. So, Menta throws one of his grapefruits on him. And he requests like, "Hey, why don't you take my core? You get a cool hairstyle." I guess All for One is like, he doesn't say something like, "No, thank you. I want nothing to do with your core. Core isn't awesome like Hawks is." Though he refers to Hawks as a lame, his quirk is very lame. He's wings it. Of course, he steals his quirk and his back is burned. And just something kind of interesting for this fight. So, Hawks loses his shirt, and so is Takamachia. Yeah, they both lose their shirts basically this episode, thanks to the explosion. And shows the fact that both guys are ripped. Yes, they're both massively ripped. Yeah. But in case you're curious, there's also some of the news reporters, one of whom basically showed up in the last season and was criticizing Endeavor over Giant Machia's rampage, his second rampage in the series. And apparently, thanks to the villains, their station got shut down, so they have no pay. They have no job right now. And of course, you have all the other reporters, and All for One is like, well, reporter's showing up. He's about to show off all his glory because he wants to become a demon lord. But I would say the highlight of this episode is Pinky. And the fact that you also have Red Riot telling her that she is his hero. And here's the thing about these two. Like, I know some people are not fans of shipping much anymore, but if you think of a couple of people, two people make an absolute great couple in the series, it's Pinky and Red Riot. Yes. Just like how, people love shipping Deku, Ochaku. I've heard people ship Shudo and Momo. But I throw in these two, and of course also Earjack and Kaminari. But I throw in these two because these two would make an excellent couple. And plus, these two have known each other since middle school. But sadly, no couples fall up with except for like one. Also, they have this thing in this episode where they actually show Viercon a live stream that La Brava's doing, and it's getting over 100,000 views on it. And they do change a line here, or it's like, what's Japan? I'm like, who does not know what Japan is? It's a country. And of course, his brother responds with, "Oh, that's the place where All Might's from," which that is actually changed in the manga. It's a slight wording change, but it's not exactly like something that was drastically altered for the anime. It could be a translation error, possibly. Who knows? But all in all, great episode. Okay, so that's pretty much a particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, to notifications, and do another dislike button. Next up we have is basically, well, a comic corner. And then, well, I'm probably going to call it a night. Either I'm not going to work tomorrow morning. I'm just, well, don't want to be up too late. Okay? But next video. Bye.